Deck. I'm Karma. This is the Aquarius tarot reading for the week of January 3rd. And then one more, and I've actually got caught up on all 12 in 1 week. How about that? Or I should say in 7 days. Happy New Year to you, and be prepared for Mercury retrograde fuckery. It has been coming in like bombs dropping around here. Well, I shouldn't say that. It's been actually just little minor inconveniences, but they always seem to be perfectly timed, don't they? When it comes to Mercury retrograde, has got to be like a low-key kind of energy to me. It just, you know, little teeny tiny straw. Perfect timing for Mercury. I don't know. It's funny. I make jokes. I joke. But what's true is Mercury has a lot to do with going inward as well. It's fun to poke jokes at it, but you can't blame everything on Mercury. Although I'd like to. That bitch. All right. So the first thing I'm picking up for Aquarius is, are you feeling stuck and are you feeling like a ghost or like ineffective or like things aren't moving for you? We've got the Three of Swords in here for miscommunication, a little bit of anxiety and overwhelm. And I've just got to say, this is number 11 of readings that I've done, and they all seem a little bit topsy-turvy. So don't take this personally. I think the collective is just really going through it. This isn't a really heavy reading, but there's just, within the last 10 readings, there's just these little teeny tiny frustrations, right? We've got the Ten of Swords for feeling stuck, and then I'm seeing, bam, this shift for you, a Page of Cups, which is shifting. We've got the Queen of Swords, letting things go, and the Moon card, just a little bit of fear, but this is all that back end that's coming forward. I see that Aquarius is really thinking about, feeling like backed into a corner, like you have a little pressure that's going on. But what's true is you've got the Wheel of Fortune. So all of this stuff that's going on for you is aligned perfectly, or that there is perfect timing with it. So just it feels like a refinement, if that makes sense. There is the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Wands. So Ace of Wands is skill set. This has to do with the things that you take action on. I was trying to come up with a good word for the Ace of Wands yesterday. A laboratory or a workshop, that's the good word. So if I were to build you a workshop with all the things that you like to play with and that you're good at, and then put you in it, you know exactly what to do. And that's what this card embodies, is not just potential, right? There's a lot of potential in this craft room for you to go and get things done. It just tells us that you're a master, right? It tells us that you have this ability and innate talent. And then you have the Wheel of Fortune. So a lot of things are about timing for you right now. I'm seeing moving forward, things get busier for you. So action is being taken. We've got the King of Cups for emotional intelligence. I'm not saying there was much terrible going on in your reading. For Instagram, if you guys are on my YouTube, you can see the picture, but it just looks like frustration that was going on with Capricorn a little bit. But yours feels a little bit more like anxiety and like you want to shake things up a little bit. And it almost feels as if that's been done, like you just shook it off a little bit. We've got the Sun card, things coming back together, right? Page of Coins, like looking at our money, making sure that we're doing things better, running right into the new year with action, taking things, head on. But I love the way that Aquarius has played this one, okay? Everybody else seems to be doing a little back and forth. And Aquarius looks like, instead of one little thing being a speed bump, it's like you look at the bigger picture and it's suddenly just a little thread, and it's not a huge, milestone. It's just like, oh, got it. And it just feels like everything is smoothing out for you right here, coming up and almost immediately, because this shift is like right at the back end of this reading. But I will say, Aquarius has been on that edge just a little bit with the Knight of Swords, feeling edgy. That's all that means. But the Moon card is also your emotions being heightened, but then it's followed quickly by the King of Cups, which tells us emotionally you're handling it. Remember, action is kings, queens is internal. So what actions are you taking in love, in peace, in being more expansive? And this is starting to really pay attention to what your needs are too in the King of Cups, is that being emotionally articulate. We have the Moon card, which is very Piscean. It has to do with emotions, but just a strong little bit of fear. Maybe you're at a turning point where you haven't really done some of these things that you're planning to do, etc. So with the Sun card, remember this card references balance all the way around. So you've got balance coming. It's funny, Capricorn was temperance. But look at this anxiety that you're coming out of. Were you having a hard time at the holidays? Because it's something that you've just kind of passed through. Let's take a look at the Aquarius moon reading. Tell me how you feel your reading's going if this is you. Get a little feedback. All right, here we go, Aquarius moon. Aquarius moon, here we go. Nine of Swords. So, I have to ask. This has to do with dreams. Have you been having a hard time sleeping and just vivid dreams? You have the Nine of Swords and the High Priestess back there with the Hangman, which is like these gaps in time. And again, recognition, the Lover's card, the Star for hope, and the Sun. So the Sun is your congruency between here and there. So, listen, one of the things that the cards are saying is that you have been feeling impulsive, yet you haven't taken action on it. You're really pulling yourself back. Look, you've got the Two of Wands and the Knight of Cups. You don't want to be pulled by your emotions, yet you're kind of riding them, which is what we're supposed to do. You know, they are supposed to pull on us. They're supposed to guide us, right? But we're not supposed to be like a pinball where whatever hits us takes us to another corner, right? I am seeing that you're being very decisive, even though you've been very hard on yourself about the decisions that you've made. And there is this Six of Wands. I just have to let you know that your integrity, the way you're carrying yourself, see, we've got the Six of Wands for recognition, right? The Six of Wands is like an award, like somebody's coming back from war and he's got this recognition where he's being acknowledged for something. So we do have the Lover's card with the Sun card and the Six of Wands, and that tells me that you're going to be recognized for your efforts, or it's going to be acknowledged in some way, and that, you know, this steadfastness that you're playing right now is pretty good. Even though internally you're like you feel badly about things that have happened externally, like you've got the Ten of Swords and this desire of like walking away, you're just kind of like, right? There's too much drama. You want to let it go. But I'm also picking up like this strong thread for you of the Ten of Wands, which has to do with duty. Like you're going to do the right thing here. And I got to say, there's this heightened something that's going on. So there is something that's going on for Aquarius right now. And I mean, I don't have time to look up the astrological placements, which you guys get excited. Karma has, let me just give you guys a sneak peek. This is my notebook for Astral Omen Diviner. Your girl is going to be an astrologer. And these are my notes from year 1. Year 2 starts in June, but you're going to be hearing me, you know, how they talk about psychobabble for when people use those words. Well, I'm going to be using the astrology words, and I'm going to be showing you guys astrology through the viewpoint of karma and how I perceive it. So you've noticed that I'm kind of bringing out a little bit of the correlations between the cards and their placements, like how they're Jupiterian or you know, Saturn, etc. So we can get a better understanding of what astrology is going on around us. But I'd love to look and see where Aquarius is placed right now, because I feel like there's this conflict, and in the same token I'm seeing the Nine of Swords and the High Priestess, which means Nine of Swords is dreams, sleep, or obsession, the thing that we're obsessing over, or the thing that we're thinking about, or it just might be sleep, right? So she's got the Nine of Swords and she's awake at night, right? So and then we've got the High Priestess. So whenever it shows up in a reading, I like to take a moment and just give it some special attention and ask you, as the recipient of this card that's coming up, is trust yourself. This card indicates intuition and secrets, also magic, right? Magic and power and all of that fun stuff. But the High Priestess is about knowledge, right? And so what you're seeing here is this hint that you're not far off path, right? You're not too far off from what's going on in your head. And remember, sleep is our gateway to the subconscious. So our dreams have meaning. And that's also where we go to recalibrate. And if you're having a difficulty sleeping, then what is it we need to do during the daytime to take some of that off our plate so that we can rest? But I am seeing, the Two of Wands, you're questioning your path, going back and forth, and then you end up sitting in the middle. This isn't exactly Two of Swords where it's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. This is really just like, which direction do I go? Apples and oranges, hard to compare. So you're just kind of waiting and watching. So you do have in the back end the Hangman. So you've sat with things, which is beautiful. That's where we get that emotional intelligence from in this reading, is sitting with it. But yet you still remain divided. You have the Lover's card in the center. But that's almost balanced. That's the yin yang regardless. So let me just say that this is a temporary mood, right? And I think you know that, and you've done like a beautiful job with maintaining balance throughout all of this. That's what the Two of Cups is about in here. That's what this, where'd the other one go? The Star card is about hope and faith. So keep your faith, keep up hope, trust your intuition, pay attention to those little messages that are coming. And, people are like, I've got this weird feeling before and I'm just paranoid, or I'm just, it didn't pan out or whatever. But I got to tell you, the more you come to understand your emotions and these feelings and play with them and trust them and follow them like a trail, you'll begin to know what it is that they're saying. You'll get more and more accurate as you go. I firmly believe that all of these abilities are just like math. You have to have somebody that knows math to teach you math, or you otherwise can get stuck. There's rules and games, and there's ways to practice it. If you just practice listening to the sound of your own voice, sometimes, or taking a minute from the litany of sentences that go on, I call this timeline, like where you jump down a timeline, somebody has a great idea, next thing you know, you're volunteering for some of their shit, right? It's like, so you look down a timeline, and sometimes it just takes a little bit of emotional intelligence to be like, not about the what if, let's sit with this for a minute and look where I'm at. Let's pull a card for you from Divination of the Ancients, and it's affirmation, wishbone. So this, I've been wanting to read these. I quit doing it when some lady came on there and said, learn your craft and stop reading from the book. But I thought these were valuable. Just saying what the artist's representation was. So I'm going to do it anyway. All right. So wishbone affirmation right here. The card makes new life marks. Whether it comes in the form of a long-awaited baby, a new venture, or a great change for the better, it signals the perfect time to birth new ideas and restart projects that have been stuck in the pipeline. It's a very fertile time for you. So get your creative juices flowing and focus on all you would like to bring about. Keep your thoughts positive. So this is that writing above. And see the best in and for yourself to ensure the magic of the wishbone blesses your hopes with a new life. Say daily affirmations. Like, do that. That's what the rewiring is, right? We watch a lot of TV. We watch a lot of news, and that takes us down the, oh my, that's terrible, 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 terrible. Could you imagine? Terrible, terrible, terrible. But we have to rewrite some of those programs often enough so that we don't stay in that state. It's absolutely okay to go there, but how often are you taking it in the other direction? So affirmation, 2 things on the affirmation. 1, it's telling you watch for the positive. Stop making our maybes yeses. Yeses should be exciting, 100%, 10 out of 10. Our 8s and our 5s, we're turning into yeses instead of knowing clearly this is it. And I know what it looks like when it gets there. So stop massaging things into a yes. If it's not a yes, a screaming yes, a hell yes, then it should be an F no all the way. Anything less than a 9. So affirmation, also speak to yourself what you want to embody and what you want to create. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. That's all I've got for Aquarius for now. I'm going to be coming back and doing Pisces. I am a Pisces rising. That's the last one for this week. So I'll be coming back when you catch me live in the evenings until I'm ready to do next week's, which I think is in 3 days. I'll be coming on to do Q&A. So you guys can ask questions. We're going to talk about Mercury retrograde. We're going to talk a little bit about astrology and what I'm learning and what you can expect coming forward. So if you want to book your one-on-one, visit karmaondeck.com. Please join me on my YouTube. I would love your support. Also my TikTok. I don't know what I'm doing there, but I'd love your company. Somebody can just show me how to do this. People keep telling me I have to be over there. So I'm tired of learning platforms, but I want to play with it. So thank you for hanging out with me. Let me know how your reading went. Tell me where you are in the world, and I will catch you guys on the flip side. Adonai.